Hello, Pennsylvania TSA. My name is Elijah Adu, and I'm running to be your 2020 to 2021 State Secretary. The past 3 years of TSA have been amazing. Here's my vision of how we can make the next year even better. I want to make a TSA that works just as hard for you as you do for it. Every year, you give your all working on competitions. I want to further reward you for your hard work. Here's how. First, we increase the number of events that offer scholarships. Second, we network with companies and academic institutions, ensuring that they know what an amazing organization TSA is. Third, we increase the number of unique STEM opportunities presented to TSA members. This would be in the form of internships, special interest sessions, and more. I have a time-tested plan to get this done. Step 1. We will research potential STEM partners, then we will draft letters of corporate correspondence, and finally, we'll have our work reviewed by the board of directors and we'll begin reaching out to these potential partners. Here's why I'm the candidate to get it done. I have a wealth of relevant experience writing resolutions, writing to companies, and managing logistics for large organizations. I'm also an active member of the TSA community, having been a delegate at the national conference, as well as a leader in my chapter, serving as president, sergeant-at-arms, and secretary. I've also served on the outreach committee that, if elected, I'd lead. When you cast your ballot, I ask you to consider the thoughtful and competent leadership I would provide, as well as the bright future I envision for our STEM alumni. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Chamberlain, and I'm running to be your 2020 to 2021 State Secretary. So a few things about me. I've been in TSA since 7th grade, serving in leadership positions every year since then. I'm organized, dedicated, and hardworking, but above all, I'm passionate about eliminating the things that frustrate students most and expanding the things that students love about this organization. I'm also keen on bringing some transparency to TSA. I want to answer those questions that bother you most, like, why am I writing this leap? Why don't I always get feedback on my events? Or why don't we improve the state website? I know we all want answers. Another priority of mine will be to allow student voices, our voices, to be heard, especially during or following the state conference. Whether it's through a Google form or a physical survey, this will be key for bringing in ideas from across the state. It's also the most direct path for improvement, as we'll be identifying problems at their root and then working together to fix them. As Secretary, I'll also fulfill my position as head of the Outreach Committee to bolster PA-TSA's resources and presence. So a defining quality of any TSA member is a desire for improvement. That said, something I'm feeling right now, and something I'm sure you're feeling too, is disappointment over the fact that we won't be able to compete at the state and national levels this year. So as a state officer, I would try my best to restore some normalcy to TSA during these unprecedented times. Feel free to send me questions at annaforsecretary@gmail.com. And to all of you watching at home, stay safe, wash your hands, and remember to vote Anna, a visionary for secretary.
Although our TSA State Conference was supposed to be in 11,520 minutes, and we've had to pivot and adapt to these unforeseen circumstances, I appreciate you taking 2 minutes to listen to my speech. My name is Megan Cooper, and I'm thrilled to be a candidate for your 2020-2021 State Secretary. Over the past year, I had the opportunity to serve as Vice Chair of the Outreach Committee, where we focus on researching potential sponsoring companies in STEM programs across Pennsylvania. I would like to further our outreach initiative and implement changes through the committee by contacting potential sponsors early and establishing connections that will benefit all members of PA-TSA. This initiative would be accomplished by improving communications with local companies by creating student-produced, visually appealing content geared towards potential sponsors instead of sending a bland, generic email. The prospective document or new webpage would replace the For Business or About Us pages in providing information about partnering with PA-TSA. With this improvement in outreach techniques, we would hopefully be able to increase awareness of TSA among STEM companies and increase funding and partnership through guest judges and special interest sessions. My hope is to expose you, PA-TSA members, to more STEM opportunities. Additionally, I would like to explore some tributes and special recognition for seniors who were unable to hone their skills and experience their final state and national conference due to the COVID-19 pandemic. These plans are iterative, though plausible. As Secretary, I would pride myself on my ability to effectively and professionally communicate accurate and pertinent information to others. I would use my experiences as chapter officer and committee vice chair, as well as my personal enthusiasm for TSA to increase PA-TSA membership and opportunities. Pennsylvania TSA members, I hope to gain your support as I run for state secretary. Together, we can improve our organization by fostering the growth of PA-TSA for years to come. Best of luck in maintaining your 6 feet of social distancing space, and remember to vote Megan Cooper for state secretary. Thank you.
PA-TSA. Every year during the Q&A, someone always asks, which fruit would you be and why? If I was any fruit, I would be a peanut, because I like to display the heroism of Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe, or as you know, Mr. Peanut. I am Benny Madoski, and I have the honor of running for your next PA-TSA secretary. I am here virtually in front of you, dressed in my finest TSA attire and PPE to share with you who I am. So let's start in my past. In 6th grade, my TSA year ended very quickly when I experienced a massive fail at states. The one thing I did win was a passion for TSA. The following year, I ran for my chapter's vice president and somehow won. The year after, I utilized my experience to run for president and succeed. Currently, I serve as a member of all the state committees, the NSP vice chair, and my chapter secretary, and now stand here before you, one of the many dedicated members of TSA and an avid consumer of all things TSA. Now that you know my past, it's time to let you in on my proposal for the future. Firstly, I would like to utilize the position of secretary to restructure the outreach committee. The newly refined committee would have a subcommittee focused on communicating with other state delegations to research their initiatives, improve them, and work on a proposal for the PA-TSA board. Some examples of this would be Oklahoma's TSA's Event Overlap Index, Delaware's Member of the Month, and Tennessee's Event Spotlight. My second idea is a college fair, in which in-state colleges would be invited to experience the state conference and advertise their college. This initiative provides a platform for exploring colleges and asking face-to-face questions. It also increases awareness of PA-TSA and provides judges. Lastly, in my intro, I said a peanut was a fruit. Nuts are fruit, but peanut is unique in being a legume. It's this uniqueness I want to foster in PA-TSA. I'm Benny Moldowski, running to be your next PA-TSA secretary, so please remember to keep the Zen with Ben.
During my 5 years in TSA, I've come to see the greatness my fellow members are capable of. From nationally ranked events to thousands raised for charity, the members of PA-TSA have accomplished so much. But with your support, we can accomplish even more. PA-TSA, my name is Jack Shapiro, and I'm running to be your next state secretary. During my time in TSA, I have done everything in my power to enhance our organization. You might remember me from last year as the guy who passed the ranked choice voting amendment, which greatly improved how we elect our state officers. But this is just one example of my deep passion for improving PA-TSA, and I vow that as secretary, I will continue these efforts with even more focus and determination. As head of our outreach initiatives, my number one priority as secretary will be to institute a direct donation program for our organization. I will create a donate tab on the PA-TSA website to allow alumni, businesses, parents, and other generous donors to financially contribute to our organization. With this new infusion of cash, PA-TSA could expand conference activities, create more scholarships, and, most crucially, lower conference attendance fees, which can be a significant financial hardship for some members. Currently, submitting documentation for events can be a huge hassle. It means navigating through a confusing maze of portfolio covers, USB drives, and single-page transparent sleeves for lead reports. But as secretary, I will do away with this confusion by digitizing documentation and lead submission for competitive events. This system will greatly simplify the submission process for members and make organizing submissions easier for judges. Finally, as secretary, I will establish a committee dedicated to creating new events. This new events committee will gather the brightest minds in PA-TSA to generate engaging and creative competitions to expand opportunities for members. So, PA-TSA, with your support, there's nothing we can't achieve together. So remember, vote Jack. He's got your back.